A wax cylinder. There is something recorded on it. The writing is mostly gone. Phonetic symbols, perhaps. The tooth of an adult male, likely lost in a beating. Only a couple of days old. The inside of the cuff is worn. It's been used often.
Vertagen. Finglui maglanfa. Cthulhu, Rine, Maglanfa, Vertagen.
Looks as if it's been recently used.
Finglui Maglana Cthulhu, Rillier Wagnana Galpatagan. Finglui Maglana Cthulhu, Rillier Wagana Galpatagan. Finglui Maglana Cthulhu, Rillier Wagnana Galpatagan.
A very
Finglui
professional
Maglana
message.
Cthulhu, Rillier Wagana Galpatagan.
Dynamo machine. Provides electrical stimulation for the person in the chair. Full grain leather straps. Impossible to escape. Oh, the smell. Judging by the remnants of blood and flesh, these instruments were used for dismemberment. Dear God, is that body parts? Utterly inhuman.
Get out of my head!
Your iron fisters devoid of soul. Find reverence for the one and tremble.
Great Lord!
Cleft your surrender your soul and become a servant of madness.
Please! No more! Stop it! Watson! John! Somebody!
Wretched mortal, do not fear what is to come. Let him rupture our world anew. Awaken, and let the
World behold!
The light of the abyss is the light from the abyss. Get out of my head. A hydraulic elevator? How ingenious. Watson?
Holmes,
What are you still doing here?
still? I was trying to find more information. Did you think I was just going to sit in my room twiddling my thumbs?
I only asked you to find the key. I had everything else under control.
Says the man who looks like he saw a ghost.
I'm fine, Watson.
You're hardly fine. You reek of congealed blood and chemicals. What did you see down there?
Never mind me. Where's Gygax?
I'm afraid she's over there. I found her like that when I entered, on my word.
What? She was our biggest lead.
Yet another wrinkle in our investigation. What do we do now, Holmes?
Hush. Let me think. Heidi, how did it end up here? The pencil is buried deep all the way to the brain. Instant death. No traces of blood on her clothes. Must have got on her white overcoat. The patients here wear the same robes.
We'd better inform the local police about this.
You're right, Watson. But first, we need to determine where our case goes next.
I had nothing to do with this, Holmes, I swear it. We've got what we needed, Watson. This conspiracy reaches further than we thought. You archer.
I seldom do. Let's go. There's no... find nothing in this world that cannot be explained with logic and reason. Nothing in this world.
Holmes? You seem troubled.
I am not troubled, Watson. I am preoccupied.
That place was awful. Inhumane. It would be natural to experience.
Men reduced to gibbering imbeciles, numbed beyond recognition, powerless to... When a doctor does go wrong, they are the first of criminals. They have the nerve and they have the knowledge.
That woman did not deserve the title. Such casual cruelty for such...
I knew another man like that once. He treated my mother, perhaps even killed her.
My sins...
In the end, she was just a shadow of herself. The outline of the person I recognized, but lacking all else. Should you see me cracking, John, I must ask you to intervene.
We can return to London. Report what we have discovered. Let Bouquet... We know nothing of what awaits. What dangers lurk in the...
Nonsense. We draw nearer to New Orleans with every passing minute, and thus closer to... Those answers, for all their perversity and improbability, will never...
So be it.
I know you to be a diligent author, but if I may make one request.
Ah, Holmes. After our trip to nippy Switzerland, I can certainly use some of this New World heat.
Do not get carried away, Watson. What we could certainly use are answers to my questions.
I know, but you look exhausted. Why didn't we find the hotel first?
We shall rest when our investigation is over, and not a moment sooner. I shall ask you to handle our bags while I search for the bank.
As you wish.
Oi!
Stop it, you! Our luggage! Good Lord, what have you done? That's my stuff.
I'm sorry, mister. It was an accident. It's fine, it's fine. I'll just put everything back. Where are the socks?
Where you at, gentlemen? Here to enjoy yourselves?
Ah, not an auspicious start, is it? Never mind. I'll handle it. You go on ahead.
Black opals being auctioned at the banking house of E.W. Gray. Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I'll help you, sir. You have my full attention.
got a spot in mind?
Actually, I'm not sure yet. Looks like someone's nightmare.
Mr. Frank Barnaby, right?
In the flesh. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Well, hold up. Written invitation first.
Can I present another piece?
Nope, that's why...
Holmes, over here.
Closed auction, gems sold.
Any luck?
None. They're holding an auction, invitation only. The good news is...
Who?
Frank Barnaby, most likely a local.
And do you think Mr. Barnaby will be happy to share his invitation?
Let us first find him, then we can see if he is the generous type. May I ask you something?
I thought no one would ever ask.
How marvelous, Holmes. A city within a city.
Indeed, those lanterns are delightful. It is as though we have been transported to the Orient itself. Look, Watson. What have we here? A local crime star.
A star? You have a strange way with words. Frankly, we have more pressing matters.
I'm not going after these troublemakers, but the posters will add nicely to my collection of criminal profiles. I read a study that suggests facial features can determine a person's tendency towards cruelty or deviant behavior.
Well, you can't stop progress.
Locked. No one's here. Rather unassuming for a jewelry store.
Damn, he at it again. Barnaby still owes you. If he can't pay in greenbacks, he'll pay in blood.
Is this familiar to you?
I'm bone tired, but yeah, I'll help you.
This place. There's a Spartan charm, does it not?
It does. My soul will always yearn for London's gloom, but it reminds me of Cordona in a nice way. Barnaby, unconscious but with his eyes open. Look, Watson, the two of you are just alike.
Oh, great. So I look like a haggard alcoholic.
Eureka!
What have you got?
An idea. First, we'll need Mr. Barnaby's clothes.
Holmes.
Watson, time is of the essence. You will go to the bank, not as yourself, but as Frank Barnaby.
Holmes, we look nothing alike.
The hat and coat will do the heavy lifting. Just stay cool, play the part, and no one will notice the difference. Trust me.
Holmes, must we really indulge in this farce?
It worked in Switzerland, didn't it?
Sure, if you redefine the word worked.
Where's my cash, Frank? In the bartender's tip jar? Where's the money, Barnaby?
I'll wait here so as not to arouse suspicion.
Mr. Barnaby.
Right you are.
Right. Your
Here you go.
You okay, sir?
I'm...
Come on in.
Heavens, I never seen gems so big.
I simply must have
They're
them.
so black, it's like they absorb light. Rather hypnotic.
Sorry, I'm just dealing with another client's request. Please wait a moment.
This might be useful. I'll make a note.
Morning, sir, and welcome to the E.W. Gray Bank.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Clemens. I am Frank Barnaby. I do have some questions. These gems are rather curious.
These rare beauties are black opals, all the way from Coober Pedy South. When they catch the light, the dark stone becomes a brilliant rainbow.
Forgive my curiosity.
Sir, I ain't at liberty.
It doesn't say where these stones came from. No provenance, no previous owner.
What? We would never. I can assure you these gems were bought from one of New Orleans' most upstanding citizens. If you would like to know more, I could get my manager.
You old dog, Barnaby. Didn't think you'd sober up for the auction. An hour ago, you were 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, you know, I hold my liquor better than most. And the auction was an
important business opportunity. Ha.
Well, maybe I'm drunker than I thought, mister.
Mister? What's wrong, Frank? You're looking pale. Don't you reckon?
Sorry, Sheriff, but I don't have time for this.
Now, Frank, when I'm talking to you, everything else waits. If I want to talk, you talk. If I say jump, you say off which pier?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, while I have you, there's the matter of your outstanding fine.
Fines? Right, I'm afraid I...
That's funny. Ain't you at the auction? Now, assault, battery, disorderly conduct, that's serious stuff.
Look, Sheriff, I'm not actually...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Think careful now, 'cause Frank Barnaby only owes us cash. But fraud, and you know what we do to weasels round these parts. So, Frank...
Here's all I have.
Mighty fine. The people of this parish deserve peace. They...
I told you, Holmes. I told you it was a bad...
Hysteria gets us nowhere, Watson.
The sheriff saw right through me. He knew who I was from the start. Extorted me for every coin I had.
Bah, all that matters is what you learned about the gems.
I shan't discuss it while still wearing that blighter's clothes. I'm going back to the boat to get changed.
You know, I think the look actually compliments you. Why bother changing it? Forget the sheriff. I'm sure it was simply bluster and bloviation.
A pox on the crew.
Just tell me what you've learned. Okay, fine. Change your clothes. We'll talk afterwards. And I...
No. No! Was that your luggage again? I don't understand. We just got it back in order. It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
Oh, bollocks, now our clothes are in the bloomin' water.
It was like the luggage had legs.
I ain't sure what you did to the sheriff, but it must have been something real hairy to have him chuck your luggage.
With respect, miss, have we met?
If you were the real Frank Barnaby, yeah. But where are my manners? I'm Lucy.
John, I didn't mean to be rude.
Well, it's barely noon. And you've already made an enemy in Sheriff Grubb. The man starves his gators just in case someone crosses him.
Watson.
Well, Johnny, if you plan on sticking around, you better change that suit, or Frank's reputation will catch up with you. And
Alas, I think one of those gators is currently...
you've got yourself in a fine pickle. All right, come on board the Nymph of Louisiana.
The nymph? Is that what it sounds like?
Well, let's just say you ain't the only one who's had run-ins with the sheriff. Now quit your stalling and head on over to the Nymph.
This Mr. Barnaby is proving rather useful. Perhaps you're not so different after all.
One more word, Holmes, and I'll hand you over to the sheriff.
Sorry, was that John talking or Frank?
Go annoy someone else while I visit the nymph.
Well, look at you. All dressed up with nowhere to go.
I can't thank you enough. As I was saying, our journey has hardly gone to plan. We seem no closer to...
Well, if there were anything to know, Champagne'll know it. She's across everything. Look for her in the fisherman's village behind the Creole.
Thank you again, Lucy. I shall make my...
Good luck, Johnny.
Forgive me, Watson. The difference is plain as day. What a remarkable transformation. From Barnaby.
If we're critiquing wardrobes, Holmes, maybe you can explain why you used to roll just one sleeve up. Did you get bored halfway through?
May I ask you something?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
Yes, I have.
I'm gonna die. Gonna die.
Are you all right, sir?
It'll come again. I will die.
What happened?
The lower of death came to me last night.
Let's start from the beginning. My name is...
I'm Cole Seabrook. It was my mom, Brigitte. She came to me in the shape... Before that, some hit the wall outside. Then she came in. She took my will and she led me to the...
Perhaps you would...
I wish I was. The Great Gator was there. It called me and I couldn't resist, but then the spell broke and I managed to crawl...
Interesting.
I know how it sounds to an outsider, but it was the lower of death and it ain't...
You mentioned a...
You outsiders only know one God. But there... And my mom Brigitte is one of them. She's the lower of death and life. She heals the righteous...
Did you feel anything apart from fear last night?
Yeah. The signs of Mammon's presence, no doubt about it.
That is something. Supper leftovers. It's not a simple tea. A herbal concoction, rather.
Black tea seems not to be very popular here.
Cheap and strong brew. Cheap and strong brew. Some chewing tobacco leaves. Judging by the facial features, Cole and one of his relatives. With William in Shreveport, 1879. He dropped a cup here. Are you a good fisherman, Cole?
I wouldn't say so, sir.
I must ask you...
No, sir, I didn't. It all happened before I went to bed, and I only drink to fall asleep. That's just how it is lately.
There are too many imprints here. It's hard to say where he did or didn't go.
Did you really expect to find the Feather of Rock here?
More boot prints here. We have a feathered friend in the case. The damage is recent. The poor bird crashed against Cole's house.
Sir?
Your boat is wrecked.
Well, I stumbled over a side.
You'd need some force to cause that.
Yeah. Oh, no two ways about it.
Cole was having dinner. He was alone. The herbal decoction started to affect him. He became dizzy and dropped the cup. Hallucinations and stimulation brought him outside. He could have drowned if not for the sobering effects of the cold water.
I'm cursed, sir. I'm cursed, sir. There's nothing you can do about it. Death is hanging over me.
This one is almost odorless. It smells sweet. Interesting. I will take it just in case.
I would love to learn more about these. The healing properties of some herbs are truly amazing, Holmes.
And some are extremely dangerous. Cold ground herbs here.
Death is hanging over me. Death is hanging over me.
This one is almost odorless. It smells sweet. Interesting. I will take it just in case.
I would love to learn more about these. The healing properties of some herbs are truly amazing, Holmes.
And some are extremely cold ground herbs here.
I'm cursed, sir. There's nothing you can do about it. Death is hanging over me. Death is hanging over me.
At least the weather is on our side.
Do you know anything about this?
Don't be angry with me, sir, but I don't know.
Tocqueville? Lafayette! Hush now. No offense here. Them two don't take kindly to... How can champagne help you?
Some other time, perhaps.
Maybe.
The bank in town recently purchased a valuable collection of gemstones from a wealthy man.
Sure. I hear.
Thank you.
May have been 1, 2...
And this rich man?
Don't know his name, only that he from the French Quarter. That's all I know.
Thank you for the offer. Could you help me?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
Death is hanging over me. 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 Death is hanging over me.
Cole was having dinner. He was alone. The herbal decoction started to affect him. He became dizzy and dropped the cup. Hallucinations and stimulation brought him outside. He could have drowned if not for the sobering effects of the cold water.
Sir?
Cole, I am sure that you were alone last...
Well, what else could...
I didn't say that I disbelieve you.
It's just herbal tea. I went to Mr. Samdi and he gave me the recipe.
Is he a doctor?
He is a voodooist. It was risky, but all...
Where can I find...
On the side of the church at one of the entrances to the Fisherman's Quarter. But watch what you say.
I'll be careful.
I can't believe.
May I ask for your assistance?
Don't be angry with me, sir, but I don't know.
May I ask you something?
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
Hopefully we won't stumble upon the sheriff.
May I ask you something?
What makes you think I can be of any help?
Death is hanging over me. Sir?
Cole...
I bought him from Zora. Her...
Could you help me?
Don't be angry with me, sir, but I don't know.
Yeah, I bet Zora will kill her. Did you see how she rushed there? Fearsome. Yeah, I'm afraid for them Chinese and for anyone who messes with her.
Help me, please.
I've heard about that. Let me tell you.
I know. You love me, please. I can't believe. Oh, baby. Yeah.
Ow!
Are these herbs fresh? And you dare call my products substandard?
May I ask you something?
I'm sorry. You should search for answers somewhere else.
Excuse me, are you Zora?
Products substandard. I am. What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I have several questions. You are selling herbs, is that right?
Do you want to buy?
Not really. I want...
Goldenrod, jasmine, strawberry. These are very...
I came here because Cole Seabrook mentioned you.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Have you heard of Jim's?
A poisonous plant, but it can help ease the pain if you know how to use it. Some believe...
Is that what you wanted for Cole? Or did you set...
Did Cole get what he deserved? The lowest herb.
So you admit it was on purpose?
I admit there's a higher power maintaining order and justice in this world. I'm happy that it happened. But that doesn't mean I...
Can I ask what caused such hatred?
The sheriff confiscated all our weapons, and then the disappearance began. William wanted one rifle. Cole was too eager to help, and as a result, my will got...
How did Cole explain what...
He just walked away as if nothing happened. Cole is the reason I lost my...
Don't you want to know what really happened?
For me, it's clear. An innocent man with... My day was no bullet... But you've ruined it completely.
Sir?
I've learned about your tragedy.
Zora told you, didn't you?
Can you tell me what happened and why?
My brother died.
Tell me, what was the...
William had to get into the warehouse through the eastern gate. The one not far from the market on... I hid behind the barrels.
So what went...
William went in, then came back with a rifle. I saw him jump off the crate and then bang!
Did you see?
It was the bloody sheriff.
What happened next?
My heart stopped. I froze. I ran away. I had just one task, and I... Death is hanging over me.
Could you help me?
Doesn't remind me of anything. Someone else might help you better, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just one question.
Don't be angry with me, sir, but I don't know.
Chewed tobacco. That's the spot.
I hid behind the barrels. I was on the lookout.
Perhaps when this is over, we can try the Louisiana cuisine.
An oily handprint. The substance has solidified. I assume that this is cosmoline with which the gun was lubricated.
William went in, then came back with a rifle.
William was shot here.
I saw him jump off the crane and then bang! He was lying there dead.
The bullet went through him, and based on its velocity and mass, I would say the shooter was no more than 35 or 40 feet away. The sheriff stood here. Cole had no chance to spot him approaching.
It's a terrible choice of position, and it cost his brother his life.
Then the sheriff yelled, "See if there are more rats!" And I woke up.
And what did Cole do?
My heart stopped. I froze.
Cole sought safety in flight.
Now I see why Cole thinks he deserved it. He simply left his brother behind.
He did not have much of an option.
Sad. I think Zora would like to know about this.
The crazy one is gone. Look for her somewhere else.
What do you want?
I know you are angry at Cole, but you must know that he is not guilty of your husband's death. I was at the warehouse and I saw it all myself. The sheriff shot William and Cole couldn't prevent it, not even at the cost of his life.
Why did Cole survive then? And how did he return unwounded?
He had no chance of stopping the sheriff, but he found himself unnoticed. All he could do was run or die.
That jackal sheriff. Perhaps you're right. I didn't want to kill Cole. It's just too painful.
You can mourn with Cole.
I'll need some time.
Sir?
I have good news. No lowers are coming for you. You were...
What?
Zora sold you Jimson weed instead of Jasmine. That was the cause of...
It doesn't change anything. Look, the lowers were guy...
I went to the warehouse and You are not guilty of William's death. You had no chance.
That was my purpose as a brother. But I failed William.
I spoke with Zora and she forgives you.
Cao này là áo cao. Chào em. Nè, dạ. Get it? Yeah.
This will be enough for my collection.
As long as you don't hang those ugly faces up at Baker Street.
Got a spot in mind.
French Quarter, and get us there fast. You know, Watson, the opulent mansions and stifling heat remind me of my time in the Mediterranean.
Cordona does sound rather magical. Do you think you shall ever return?
I don't know. That place was home to some of my greatest memories and some of my lowest moments.
Lord.
Excuse me, miss. Are you all right? What is your name?
Eula, sir.
Waiting for someone, Eula?
Yes, sir. My brother Davy. He works for Mr. Arneson and that...
Come now, why all the tears?
Something happened to Davy.
Do you think he may have left the premises?
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me. He's...
Fear not. We will look for your brother. One presumes this gate is locked. Is there an...
There's another entrance through the stables you could try. That's where See, I couldn't find the key. Please hurry, sir.
I rather wish my lockpicks had not been lost in the river.
Along with all our clothes, books, tea. So quiet. Yet I doubt there was peace around here.
Please, Lord, protect my brother.
No way in.
Yeah. Could we be walking into a trap?
Sir, something bad's happened. I can feel it. Davy, my poor Davy.
This must be the key to the stables. Poor animal has been suffering for days.
It's dehydrated, Holmes. Without... water, it will die.
Mr. Arneson's cab is still here. K. Cayenne pepper. Half empty. Or as Watson would say, half full. This might be useful.
You did it. You're inside? Have you seen Davy?
Not yet, miss, but we are on it.
Please, look for my little brother.
No way in. There's blood here.
Ah! Do you smell that, Holmes? Something bad happened here.
I know. Be prepared for anything. Watson, would you please lend me your medical expertise?
I'll do my best. His corneas are already clouded. The hand can bend freely. Rigor mortis has passed. Hay on his trousers suggests a gardener or groom. A deep stab reached the man's heart. Clean edges suggest a sharp blade, but the wound is too wide for an ordinary knife. This man has been dead for a week, the result of a sharp object piercing his heart.
You are mostly right, but I would bet he died 5 days ago. Heat and humidity will have accelerated the decomposition. Someone was bleeding, but it doesn't look lethal. Burnt papers, now completely unreadable. The candle was burning when it fell. A trail of wax leads to the door. Someone smaller walked over these boot prints. The bent end of this candlestick has blood on it. A few drops of blood, but not from a mortal wound. I will need your help one more time, Doctor.
An enormous blow shattered her ribcage. Blooded, broken nails. The poor woman tried to put up a fight. Extremely sharp and deadly. A wound like this could only be dealt by a man of incredible strength.
And cruelty. Tea for two. An odd glimpse of normalcy amid the horror. A used kitchen towel. Arneson and Davy seem to have got along well. He looks more like a son than a servant. Arneson and Davy, 1881. Fauna of Louisiana. Full of things that bite, no doubt. New Pied Piper. Foreigners missing in New Orleans. Note the blade, Watson.
A curved dagger, probably of Persian or Indian origin, as I'd say. What I wouldn't give for a nice bath right now, Holmes.
A dashing portrait of Mr. Arneson. A dull book about local geology. Even I'd struggle. An intruder entered through the back door at night, leaving mud traces in the hallway. Without being noticed, they picked up a candlestick and struck the man in the chair from behind. In the kitchen, two people were drinking tea, the workman and cook. They were startled by the noise of a falling body and went to investigate the parlor. The workman tried to subdue the intruder, but was stabbed by the attacker's knife. Judging by the wound, it was a curved blade. The cook panicked and fled back to the kitchen. The intruder followed, but since their blade was stuck in the workman, they used the meat cleaver on the table to kill her. Someone smaller arrived and discovered the carnage. They dropped the candlestick in horror and ran for safety to a room down the hallway. Meanwhile, the intruder returned to his first victim and dragged their stunned body away from the fireplace and out into the garden. Why does it look so familiar? Luxurious shoes, size 9. These fingers were severed with a single clean stroke, but I don't see the thumb or middle finger. Look, Watson, animal prints. I wonder what kind. Boots, size 10. a scrap of silk, soft and elegant. No sign of a boat. Mr. Arneson with his prey.
Davy, please open the door. After all this, Holmes, I doubt the young man would open the door to a stranger.
Davy? Please open the door.
Watson, quick! Get her down.
Ligature marks on her neck. There'll be a bruise, but she should be okay.
Doctor, Watson, speak to me. How is she?
We were just in time, Holmes. Eula is stable, but lucky to be alive. We should take her to a hospital for a further examination.
Yes. I fear I was wrong, Watson. The sheriff is not a man to be underestimated. To lynch an innocent woman just to send a message, it's evil. We're not safe in this city, nor is anyone around us.
Then we must not dawdle. Help me get Eula to her feet.
No, no. I will not leave here without Davy.
Miss, please, we must get you help.
No, I will not be deterred. I will get my brother and bring him home.
If my deductions are correct, Davy lies behind this door. He ought to be unhurt, but is no doubt shaken.
Davy. Davy, you there?
Davy, we understand what you witnessed before. It's safe now. You're safe. Please, let us in. Your sister wants to see you.
Everything will be all right, I promise.
Yeah, them gentlemen speak the truth. Just open the door. Big sister's here for you. Davy, oh, come here, you! Thanks, sirs. Lord bless your souls.
Let me examine him, miss. I want to make sure he is unharmed.
Remember, he may be mute, but he still understands you.
Davy seems in good health. The bruise is a remnant of that awful night, perhaps even caused by the intruder, but he is otherwise unharmed. In fact, I believe life here was good for the boy.
Arneson and the others cared for Davy. That may have allowed him to withstand such horrors. I need your help, Davy. We know that the man with the curved dagger is responsible for all this. You recognized the man, yes? The same one in the photograph in the office upstairs, standing with Arneson. Good. Please, write his name. And one last thing. The room with an image of a bell on its door may hold important answers. Do you know a way in? Yes. I think I've got it. You have been very helpful, Davy.
Oh, Davy. Things you must have gone through.
Let's take a closer look. These should come in handy. A foreigner's clothes, by the looks of things from the Near East. The scene is impossible, unnatural, but also familiar. Dense and disturbing notes. It's hard to follow. A black opal, cut and polished, easy to sell.
angels, sirs. All y'all lacking is a pair of wings.
Davy is calm and collected despite enduring all these horrors. An impressive young man.
No sign of a boat. No way in.
At least that's one life saved.
pray you find Mr. Arneson as well, in one piece to boot. When evil tries to knock us down, we get back up. We persevere. I ain't giving it the satisfaction. When evil tries to knock us down, we get back up. We persevere. I ain't giving it the satisfaction.
Arneson's signet ring, as we saw in his portrait. Well, isn't that interesting? Hello again, Lucy. My princess, my love, my heart. Fitting words. It's almost a piece of art. Davy, we know that Ashmat is responsible for what happened here. We must I know that you are scared, but you are also... I believe Mr. Arneson showed you a cryptic telegram. You are an impressive boy with a phenomenal memory. Thank you, Davy. Watson, please copy down everything he...
When evil tries to knock us down, we get back up. We persevere. I ain't giving it the satisfaction.
Size 10. The owner's footprints were shallow. Size 10. The heels were sinking into the ground. Look here, Doctor. 2 sets of footprints left by the same person, yet they vary in depth. What do you conclude?
Perhaps they arrived empty-handed, but left carrying something heavy.
Precisely. We'll make a detective of you yet, Watson.
We must stop this, Holmes. All these atrocities.
When evil tries to knock us down, we get back up. We persevere. Ain't get...
Got a spot in mind?
New Orleans port, and quickly.
Innocents slaughtered, a woman lynched, a boy forever traumatized. I fear we've crossed the Rubicon, Holmes.
Davy is resilient, much like Eula. They will overcome this.
You're right, but I worry this portends far worse for us. What have we got ourselves into, Holmes?
Who's your friend, Frank? We love a new face, and his is particularly lovely.
Johnny boy. So how was it with Champagne?
Most enlightening, thank you. And now my friend Mr. Holmes would like...
Well, ain't you something?
I'm afraid I bring back...
How about...
It concerns your
Arneson? Now who's...
Lucy, we only mean to help you.
What do you imply?
The man in this letter seemed ready to declare his feelings.
It's part of the job. Men can say weird things when they think they're in...
This photo of you and Mr. Arneson suggests...
Looking interested when with the client is part of the job, Mr. Holmes.
You mean to say you take pictures with everyone?
If they ask not. It's rude to... Won't be...
Lucy...
What do you...
The man in...
It's...
This photo...
Look,
You mean...
if they...
Arneson definitely paid for a ring in your size inscribed, "It is for you." Facts are clear. You know Mr. Arneson, and regardless, he has been abducted. His life is hanging...
Oh, oh my Errol! What have you gotten yourself into? I don't know, John. This town has darkness in it. Errol and me, we had plans, dreams. Errol had grown suspicious of Ashmat, thought he was acting odd. He brought up the bayou. I told him to leave it all alone. The water's there.
You mean the...
No. It's local legend. The bayou's danger.
These messengers, are they...
They're white lilies. You see a path with them flowers?
All right, Watson. We must find someone to take us to the...
Lucy, you have our thanks.
Hey, you ain't good. Hey,
Hello again, and thank you.
Don't mention it, Cher.
As it happens, we need to take a short trip through the...
It's almost dusk. And only fools go into that swamp at night.
That will not do. We must go...
I won't take you. But if you crazy...
Wouldn't you know it, I came across a bottle of your namesake.
It's warm. The bottle's dirty.
One last favor. The boat that we came on is to leave tomorrow for Europe. Would you kindly relay a message to the crew for us? We may need them to hold their departure till 8 in the morning.
Of course.
At least in Afghanistan, we had nippy nights.
It makes one yearn for rainy London.
This place, Champagne, did not mince words about it.
Keep your wits about you, Watson. We are inching closer to the heart of this mystery, however dark it may be. Hell's bells!
I told you to stay away, Doctor.
That he did, Holmes.
I rule these waters. No hiding from me here.
No case goes cold on my watch!
Settle down, boys. Our friends are as good as gone.
This is it, Watson. Our moment of truth.
Holmes, do you believe the sheriff that we won't escape?
One cannot be hurt by superstition, Watson. This hut has been abandoned for a long time.
It reeks of damp. We're more likely to sink in.